if you can answer questions that make you say, hey, this thing is, anybody could possibly use this, then you really have something that could sell.
This is Brian Bianchetti of People's Choice Beef Jerky.
Hi, this is Jake with Rinseroo.
This is Dan Kaplan of The Game Steward.
And you're listening?
And you're listening
to the E-Comm Show.
Welcome to the E-Comm Show, presented by BlueTuskr, the #1 place to hear the inside scoop from other e-commerce experts, where they share their secrets on how they scaled their business and are now living the dream. Now, here is your host, Andrew Math.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the E-Comm Show. I am your host, Andrew Math, and today we have a great episode with President Lisa Lane, president of Rinseroo, and her son, Jake, who is the e-commerce manager at Rinseroo. Lisa, Jake, how you guys doing? You ready for a good show?
We're great. Yeah. Andrew, thanks for having us. We're pumped.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited for this one. I love having a good, just one of those products where it was invented and you're like, why didn't I think of that? And obviously it's great to be able to have someone like yourself on the show. So why don't we do the usual? We'll pretend that no one knows who you guys are. And why don't you give us a little bit of background about Rinseroo and yourselves, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So basically, this sort of all started as an aha moment in my shower. I, back in the day, was a pharmaceutical rep. I was, working part-time at the time and wasn't really planning to be an entrepreneur, but this moment happened in my shower. I was living at the beach in New Jersey and with my extended family. There were 15 of us in all. We had 4 dogs. And I was cleaning showers and bathing dogs like continuously. And it just got to be very, I'm like, this is just awful. And I was filling a bucket over and over to rinse the shower walls and rinse the dogs. And I thought there's got to be a better way. And literally, so the aha moment happened right there in my shower. And I thought, if there could be a better way to do this, like come up with a better mousetrap, so to speak, I could actually have a mass market product here. Like, everybody has a dog, everybody has a shower. And then Jake came along, my son, and he kind of helped me imagine how we could make this happen. So do you want to kind of tell him what you thought up?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it was so long ago that happened, but we were just in there trying to figure out some way to come up with an easy way to attach something to the shower that we could rinse off the walls, as she said, other than the cup. I was like, well, it'd be easy if someone could just stretch over there because, everybody wants to install the handheld, but then you got to get the wrench out. You got to put the sealing tape on there. You're screwing things on. Not everybody wants to do that. It was just kind of a silly little suggestion. And then she took it to the next level. So,
so we came up with a rubbery connector that will attach to any sink, shower head. And you can travel around the house with it. You can rinse walls and rinse dogs, and that's kind of the backstory of how it all came to be.
Yeah,
I always say the best ideas happen in the shower, so it doesn't shock me. So it's actually really funny. So we reached out. You guys said you wanted to be on the show. We were super excited, and I was like, okay, let me kind of get a little background into your product. And I was so upset. I moved into a new home like two years ago, and right when we moved in, we had a shower head. It was just a shower head. And I got a big old golden retriever that showering him with one of those things is a nightmare. And I was like, all right, great. I got to go to Home Depot and get one with the actual like rope thing. And like, yeah, I can figure it out. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'm handy. Wrong. I broke it and had to have a plumber come out and fix the whole thing. It was a whole process just because I tried to put like a $20 thing on there. I was so upset. So when I saw your product, I was like, come on, like, I wish I knew this was the thing.
Too bad we didn't meet a few months ago. We could have really helped you out. And the other thing too is people don't just have one shower. So, Andrew, you potentially, maybe you have 2 or 3 bathrooms. Imagine doing that 3 times. If you have the Rinseroo, you travel around the house with the thing. So it's really taken off. It's a fun product, and we've been happy, successful with it. It's been fun.
Nice. And I see it also works on a sink, correct? Not just a shower.
It does, yeah. So you could use it in like a utility sink. You can roll the connector down. If it's obviously with the shower heads, it's more stretchy and it sticks on there better. But you can just kind of roll it so it creates a tighter seal, and you could pop it on a sink faucet, utility sink. You can go over the edge, fill a bucket on the floor. Like, it really is quite versatile. Yeah. You can pretty much use it for everything if you think of some way how to. So
That's great. So Lisa, obviously you invented the product, but Jake, were you the one who's like, no, Mom, come on, we gotta make this thing. We got to take it out to market. Like, we're going to be rich. Let's do it.
No, I can't take too much credit. I can give myself a little bit of credit. Like I said before, coming up with the stretchy idea, but I was on my way to college kind of right as this whole thing started. So, I mean, I went to school for risk management and insurance, and my last 2 years of school are when this thing started to really pick up. I just graduated in 2020. And in the spring, when I started looking for jobs, my mom called me. She's like, well, Jake, like, I need your help. I'll offer you a job. And then here I am, like, almost a year and a half later, and I'm pretty much left my risk management and insurance degree behind, and I'm loving the e-commerce thing and doing Rinseroo. So I can't complain, but I can't give myself too much credit for the invention. But here I am. So.
Way to stay humble. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So what's day to day like for both of you? So you're e-com manager, Lisa, I know you're president. Like, what is everyone's typical day?
Yeah, I mean, well, we both, it's great because we can work remotely anywhere. Now we're at the beach. It's beautiful. We can, get all our work done here, but we're both working full time at it. And the beauty of our working together is that his strengths are not mine. He's great at, logistics and shipping and just managing inventory and all that kind of stuff. He unloads trucks when we get containers from overseas. He loves it. It's like a workout for him. And I'm more like, I like sales and marketing. I was a pharmaceutical rep back in the day. I love that. So we complement each other, but it's definitely full time, and it's, we're scaling it and growing it, and we may have to add some people down the road, but for now it's just,
yeah, no, it's definitely. So I'm more like packing orders, like she said, scheduling trucks, organizing the storage, keeping the inventory straight. But it's definitely getting to that point where we're both kind of like, oh my gosh, like it's definitely picking up to that point where we might need to add somebody on. But
so you have your own warehouse.
I wouldn't say that. No, that is the goal. Right now, we're kind of in the middle phase, trying to figure out exactly where that is. We have a station in the basement where we have a ton of Rinseroos, and I have my little section where I'm packing, taping, getting things ready. And then we have some storage units down at the storage facility in town. So I have trucks picking up there some days. I have some at home, and I'm switching it up. I have UPS coming here. So it's kind of, we're kind of all over the place at the moment, but we're lucky enough to have like a storage place that's just 5 minutes down the road. So it's not too bad, but it's not ideal. So hopefully soon we'll have a spot where we can kind of have everything in one central location. It's just a matter of timing, getting to that point and finding the right place. But right now it's working out for us.
Nice. How long have you guys been in business?
We actually launched, it's been 2019 March, so a little bit over 2 years. But I would say like from concept to fruition was a couple years as well. So like Jake said, when he started, he went to Florida State back, 5 years ago?
2016, started.
I'd say 2016 was when we were just sort of conceptualizing and
starting to get serious.
Yeah. But 2 years, a little over 2 since we launched.
And have you, I try not to get into specific numbers for obvious competitors who I hope are not listening to the show. But have you surpassed 7 figures yet?
Yes.
What do you think it was that helped you get over that initial hump? Because I find that's usually one of the hardest things to break. When you first break 7 figures is when that real first difficulty area. It's usually like 1, then 5, then like 10. But what kind of helped you get over that?
Get over, I don't quite understand the question. Get over the 7 figures.
What helped you scale to that?
Oh, helped us scale it to that, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, I guess on Amazon, it's just all about ranking, right? Like you just want, everything, whatever, you probably know more than I do, Andrew. You're the marketing guru, right? It's rank, it's that algorithm that Amazon uses. You want good reviews. You want to always be in stock. I don't know. Was there anything else that, I think most of our business is Amazon though, right?
Yeah, most of our business is Amazon. I would say, like you said, keeping things in stock. Like we recently had an explosion in sales, and rather than us kind of like sitting and waiting for the stock to get to Amazon, we switched over to fulfilled by merchant. And like we were working for an entire week, like 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. just because we don't want that out of stock to affect our rank.
Yeah.
I feel like if we got lazy, we'd be like, oh, it stinks, we ran out of stock. It'll get there in like 4 or 5 days. When in reality, you want to capitalize off that boost and keep those things up. So sometimes you just have to work a few extra hours and have a couple long nights to keep it going, because it would stink to like backtrack. You get that boost and all of a sudden you're back to where you were. You got to keep the momentum going.
So Andrew, what was interesting, which really helped us get there, we just randomly had like TikTok influencers, right? They just like one person, she posted a video of it. It went viral. It's got like 3 million views. So literally we were selling like a Rinseroo every minute after that happened. And then boom, they share it with another influencer or somebody gets tagged. We had like cleaning influencers with like 4.5 million followers posting the Rinseroo. We're like, this is like a dream come true. So that kind of catapulted it. And then, as you know, once you get ranked on Amazon and you're getting that turnover and the purchases, the rest is just history. So it's been awesome.
For sure.
Yeah. So you're obviously majority of your business on Amazon, like you'd mentioned. Where else are you guys selling right now?
We're mostly e-commerce. So we do, we do Chewy.com, Walmart.com, eBay. That's primarily it right now.
Okay. And you have your own website too, correct?
And yes, our own website, Rinseroo.com. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just so easy. And, we want to kind of, right now, it's just the two of us. So the thought of like, we'd love to be in retail, but to scale it like that with just the two of us, we want to make sure that we do it slowly and methodically and in a way that really makes sense that we can manage.
Especially with Amazon and like all the control we have over it and the resources that Amazon gives you, it's pretty unbeatable, especially for the numbers you can do. So
yeah. So it's just the two of you. Guys have any outsourced work that you're working with, like any freelancers, interns, anything like that?
So we have a little bit of help, like running our social medias, doing things like that, reaching out to influencers, sending out free products and stuff like that. And then we have a little bit of help with our Amazon ads as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So just like checking up on that.
The Amazon ads is an interesting question, only because I always find specifically for products like yours, no one really knows it exists. So typically Amazon, they have the intent of shopping for something that they have a problem and they know what solution they're looking for. In your case, you know that the user has a problem, but you're presenting a new solution. So how have you guys been able to kind of go around that problem and actually kind of educate the consumer behind your product as being a good solution?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, as you know, you being in marketing and all that, like the key on Amazon is just do your homework. We did a lot of keyword research. And you find, we kind of know what category we want to be in. We know it could be a pet hose or shower cleaning hose, whatever. We just made a list of all of our keywords and created listings that really were just very well created and put them on there. And I think the key, for any other entrepreneurs listening is just be smart about putting your initial listing out there and make it searchable and filled with all those keywords that anybody could potentially be searching for. I think that's the key.
Nice. And so you had mentioned, obviously, you recently had a big spike in sales. Was that also from an influencer who just grabbed your stuff and went with it?
Yeah. So, I mean, influencer marketing nowadays is huge. And we've been kind of exploring these options, trying to get more into advertising in general, because outside of Amazon, we really don't do much advertising at all. So we've been kind of going back and forth about it. And then this person, we didn't even contact her. We had no idea that she was going to make this post. And my mom texted me. She's like, have you looked at the Amazon app? She's like, what is going on right now? And it just kept going and going. And I was like, oh boy. And then I got home and I just lived in the basement for a week pretty much. And until
I'd say it's bittersweet for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's exciting though, like by the third day I was like, all right, I'm a little tired of this. And the people at the post office weren't necessarily happy with me, but it is exciting.
And really, when you get that boost, I think it really hasn't. I mean, it's obviously slowed down, but it's you just tend to rank higher automatically on Amazon. Just we've been selling a lot more as a result, just over the course of the last month or so. So,
have you expanded the product line or thought about expanding it?
Yeah. So initially, we have a pet rinsing version, and then we have a shower cleaning version, and we now sell parts. We realize like some people want an extension hose. Some people will use it to fill their portable washing machines now, and they want it just to be a little bit longer. So we added the hose extension on. Eventually, the rubbery connector will wear out, and maybe they just, we have a lot of household cleaners, like cleaning ladies and cleaning companies. If you use it on a regular basis, eventually, like a sponge, the top will wear out. So we now sell like a 3-pack on Amazon. You can get replacement parts. And we also have 4 new products in the works, line extensions. We're working on the molds right now. We should launch them in maybe 6 months or so. That's the goal. So it's exciting. Yeah, good stuff.
Replacement products. There's where the money is, right? Razor blade kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, anything that's like it's really not a consumable per se, but like I always look at the Scrub Daddy guy, right? Like I'm like, what a great product, because their sponge wears out and they need more Scrub Daddies. Like and then you have that customer for life. It's awesome.
It also helps. Like she said before, like good reviews are extremely important. So say there's that one person that might have left a bad review if they got it and they're like, oh, the hose is only 5 feet long. Like, what a waste. They can they'll be like, oh, you know what? I'll get this extra hose extension. They get that. And that turns that potentially bad review into a good one. So,
yeah. They say, I've never seen, to me, there's no such thing as a bad review unless you treat it like a bad review, right? Like if you actually respond to it and you have like all the nice, customer service bells and whistles that you have to do with it, sometimes I believe it can help you. And that's a perfect example of it could actually be an upsell.
Yeah. I mean, you totally learn from reviews, especially when you're first launching. It's like, well, you're right. Well, gosh, if I've heard this a couple times, what can we do to make it better? And I think ultimately you just have a better product. So, yeah. Yeah. But in the beginning, we used to take them personally, like, oh my gosh, what did we do wrong? Why are these people upset? But,
Yeah, the first ones are always the hardest to get over. And then it's like, all right, there's a lot of crazy people out there.
Then you get bulletproof after a while.
So let's go like way back to when you started, right? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that probably have an idea and actually didn't take it to fruition like you guys did, which is great. So what was that whole like concept like of, going through the patent process and then going through trial and error with the beginning prototypes and stuff? Like what was that like?
Yeah. And it's interesting when you are an entrepreneur, you tend to meet others that have, what we found, it seems like everybody has an idea in their head, right? Like I think like 90% of them are never acted on. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that people don't know where to go. You have this great idea, but like, oh, I don't have the time, or how do I make it happen? That to me was the hardest thing. And what helped me is I read this amazing book. It's called, and I'm a mom, he's my son. It's called the Mom Inventors Handbook, How to Make Your Idea the Next Best Thing. Literally, that book was a lifesaver. The author's name is Tara Monosoff. And it literally, like a light bulb went off. I'm like, oh my God, it tells you how to figure out, what is your market? Is your market big enough? What should your margins be? How do you get this thing made? Where can you find an engineer? How do you find an overseas manufacturer? Every detail was in that book. And the beauty now is that people can go online and find information. It's readily available if you know where to search. But that book had everything in one book. And I'd suggest, if your listeners, if they are in that mode of like, they have this great idea, get that book or something similar and you'd be amazed you can make it happen. And that's sort of how we found our engineer through the book. And I'm like, oh my God, this could be a big seller. It's mass market. It's like, do you have a product that's just niche? And if it's niche, is it really worth bringing to market? If you can answer questions that make you say, hey, this thing anybody could possibly use this, then you really have something that could sell. And in our case, the Rinseroo, in my mind, was mass market. And then we just took off from there and went for it.
Nice. So we'll clearly have to reach out to them, see if they're willing to sponsor this episode.
There you go. Yes. I think she's like a professor at the University of Southern California or something. She's like a bigwig. She's really an impressive woman. She's helped a lot of entrepreneurs. Maybe she could be a guest on your podcast too.
That would be great. She's clearly awesome.
Yeah. Look her up. Look her up for sure.
How have you guys been doing now with the manufacturing and the whole product supply chain issues right now? Like, how's that going? And that, Jake, I think that falls in your wheelhouse.
Yeah. So we've been We've been pretty good. We've definitely had some scares where we'll like we said, we have that huge uptick in scale in sales and things like that. This random person posting a TikTok and getting 1 million views. It's nothing we could have ever planned for. And like you said before, everything slowed down, especially like getting our product on a boat, like coming from overseas. It's very difficult to get a spot on the boat and it takes a long time to get it. Our last shipment took 4 months to get here. And when you start to get into that pace of like, oh, this is how much inventory we need to survive for the next 2 months, and we need to make sure that this this shipment container is landing on this day, and everything is kind of linear and working on the same time frame. And then you have one that takes an extra 2 months to get here on top of getting an extra major boost in sales. It's kind of like,
it was stressful.
It's like, oh my God.
I think that was like, what was that boat that got stuck in the Suez Canal?
Oh, the Suez Canal.
Suez Canal screwed everybody up.
Everything gets screwed up. And then COVID, it's more expensive to get on the boat. You have to bid to get a spot on the boat. You can't even just get one. So
I think the lesson, though, is that, you want to have extra inventory if you can, because you want to be prepared for things like that. You just don't know. And you never want to run out. You want to build it. You want to grow it, scale it. And anyone that comes to you and says, hey, I want to buy, like if we can get, I don't know, like a retail store that wants it, we want to have stock to be able to get a trial run going. So
definitely more of the story is have way more stock than you need. So you are prepared for shortages and longer shipping times. And if opportunities pop up, you can still take them without having to be stressed about it. So,
have you guys reached out to retail at all yet, or even gone like the QVC route? Because I mean, QVC and Bed Bath & Beyond for this product, like to me, I'm like, come on, you got to get there.
Actually,
I feel like you'd be rich.
We did get featured on Shop HQ, right?
Yeah, Shop HQ is like a smaller version of QVC. Yeah, so hopefully the QVC people are listening in, and yes, we are available. And then, we would love to get like a distributor. We're in talks with a distributor that's going to hopefully help us get national distribution. We just don't have the capability of doing that stuff at this point with the two of us. So that would be ideal.
It's something we've had on the to-do list for a very long time, but just like taking care of daily operations, it's hard to get around to that stuff. It's overwhelming. So.
Yeah, it is. How was Shop HQ for you? Did it help at all?
It was good. Yeah. Yeah, we initially started with, they did the dog version, and then they featured the cleaning version. And then they also did like a feature for guys only. It was like this dude was on there talking. I'm like, hey, we'll take whatever we can. So,
all right.
it's, but the volume, again, it's Amazon is the big guy, right? Like any volume compared to Amazon is like, it pales in comparison. I think QVC would be up there. I think they have a bigger audience, but it is so cool, though, to see it on TV.
Yeah, just something about seeing that, like some person on TV holding it and using it and selling it was so interesting.
And then that gadget guy on the Today Show featured it. We got a big boost that day.
Nice.
It's so cool to see that. Yeah, it was really, I think Steve Greenberg's his name. I don't know if you know who he is. You've probably seen it.
And you got a good product when TV shows and influencers or stuff like that are just picking it up just because they're like, this thing's great, not because you're paying them or anything like that. So that organic traction is just fantastic.
Yeah. And, I think when you have a product that's very demonstrable, those cleaning influencers, they need content. So they're like, oh, what am I going to talk about today? Well, what about this thing? I can really show how it works. New content is the key,
Yeah.
But
are you guys selling global at all? Or are you solely domestic?
Global. I think we
had one guy we sold to that was doing some sales on like Amazon EU, like out in Europe. But we haven't really taken that big step yet. Like she said, we're kind of just easing into it, trying to get distributors. Because I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Trying to ship to the warehouse, there's all kinds of duties and taxes and things like that. So the goal would be to get like a distributor that we can send it to them, and then they'll kind of handle more of that,
like Canada,
nitty gritty duties, taxes, getting it to here and there. It's just a lot of.
I think the next step, hopefully, like Canada, Australia, but those markets are just small compared to the U.S. So we thought, let's just start where the 80-20 rule: 80% of your business is here, and master that, and then the next step will be like Mexico, Canada. Yeah.
It's always interesting. Every time we've helped sellers kind of go global and we do it through Amazon, I always find for the weirdest reason, I don't know why, and I'm sure someone will eventually reach out to me and tell me why it is, but Germany seems to be the next big country that everyone seems to go to.
Interesting.
No idea why. I would think it would be Canada because you still got to go and do the translation through your listings and all that fun stuff. But for some reason, Germans just love American products, I guess. I'm not.
Wow. Now,
I have no idea why.
In Germany, do they require like a language change or no? It's
Yeah, they do. I mean, they don't really require it, but it would be something that you would probably want to do, whether you direction where you wanted to go in. But it's very interesting. Anyway, so. Yeah, obviously broke 7 figures. Fantastic. What do you think? And I'm going to guess I already know what the answer is this, but what do you think is going to be the thing that kind of helps you guys get over that 8-figure mark?
Oh, the 8-figure mark. Well, I think line extensions. That's what we have coming. The goal.
Yeah, I think I would say is to make like Rinseroo obviously is this product, but to build the brand more than the sales of the singular product. So like we do cleaning and dog grooming stuff. We're in that selling the same product in those 2 different categories. So to make products that can complement the Rinseroo and to get repeat buyers, because I mean, once you buy a Rinseroo, like we said before, you can buy an extension hose, you can buy more connectors, but we're not necessarily getting the repeat purchasers. So if we can have different products from a brand that people trust that they come back to repeatedly and buy that, I think that's the key to increasing that number.
Yeah, like we're thinking like maybe down the road shampoos and, cleaning lotion, like related items. So
something you get with the Rinseroo, like a brush to wash your dog while you're using the Rinseroo and a shampoo to go with that. So you're scrubbing them with both and all of a sudden.
Yeah. And eventually, marketing is the key. Like we're really good with it's easy to advertise on Amazon. I don't know, Facebook ads. I don't know if our product is, and you may know this, Andrew, if, maybe there's a formula to say, hey, a Facebook ad would really make sense for us. I don't know, we don't have the repeat customers in that, but, we're looking into those options for sure. So,
with a product like yours, I would definitely think Facebook, Instagram ads, TikTok, obviously, those would probably do great for you guys just because it's such a visual product. I also try to think too of like, kind of like I'd said before, where the user has a problem, but they don't really know a typical solution, or they don't know that your product exists as much as they do of just going to buy, a shower head with a hose attached to it. So at presenting that solution to them would be really interesting. Plus, it's a less expensive version than breaking your plumbing like I did. Yeah,
you don't want the plumber to have to come out.
Yeah, right. It looks cheap until you try to do it yourself and break stuff, and then it's very expensive.
Yeah. And then, my niece has ideas. She's like, Aunt Lisa, you have to have just these really good-looking guys in the shower using the Rinseroo. And she's like, everyone will share that on their social media. So,
smart kid. She want a job?
Get Jake to like pose for me or take the shirt off and do. I need some men in the stuff here.
Not willing to go that far for it, huh, Jay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Like the squatty potty people, right? Like it's like those ads that just
the Harmon brothers.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, they're just so cutting edge stuff that people want to share. I think that I love that kind of stuff. It's so fun. And so anyway.
Nice. So one of my favorite questions is to kind of look under the hood. So what sort of apps, softwares, what are you guys using to keep the business running?
Apps and software. We don't.
Well, the Amazon seller app, obviously, but we use ShipStation right now for all of our fulfilled by merchant, our website orders. And I mean, ShipStation 2, we get discounts on shipping. So if I'm sending a master carton of 48, I could send through UPS there. I get better rates there than pretty much anywhere else. So, and it just streamlines everything. I can go in there. I can look up order numbers. I can look up people if they have a problem with their order. I could send them a replacement if I screwed something up. That one is something I use for sure on a daily basis. And then being good at doing Excel and things like that, which I'm not necessarily, but I think it's key to like have a good sheet with your inventory, something where you can track all your stuff, put in your daily numbers, and just have a history of all your information if you have to go back and look. Because I've definitely found myself in situations where in the past, I didn't have something written down, or it's like we were talking about the inventory before. And if you don't know how to take down all your data properly, you can kind of get lost. And then suddenly you're guessing on these big decisions. We're like, oh, well, how much stock do we have? And it's like, well, I think we have this much. And it's like, well, if we have that many, we're going to be out of stock. But I don't know.
But we really don't use a lot of apps. I think,
Really?
I don't know. Maybe we could have a conversation afterward. And that's why you listen to podcasts, because you learn so much. I'd love to, learn from other people. What app should we be using? I don't really, that's Amazon app, and we don't really know what else is out there. I need to read more books and talk to more people.
What is your website built on?
It's BigCommerce.
BigCommerce.
Nice. We don't even do we don't do the email marketing and all. I know there's apps for that, and we just haven't gone there yet. So maybe it's down the road.
So to scale business past 7 figures on solely Amazon is very difficult. So it's impressive that you guys have done that. I'd be really interested to see how it goes getting it past that 10 million mark on Amazon alone. Might be a little tough.
No, we could use some advice for sure.
Yeah.
Are there any? Sorry, go ahead. It's your show.
I was gonna say, definitely. I think advertising is our next step in broadening our horizons off of Amazon. Advertising is going to be key, like you said before, showing people that our product exists instead of going to Amazon and searching for something like it already, just having it pop up under their nose. So.
Are you guys focused on driving most of your traffic off Amazon to Amazon, or are you just kind of leveraging social and influencers and letting them send people wherever they want?
Go ahead.
So especially with influencers and stuff, I think it's called what's that link?
The brand referral.
The brand referral link. So they can add the Rinseroo there, and it kind of incentivizes them to push it. So from that aspect, it's easy to do the influencers that way. We do give them coupon codes where they can go to our website as well.
Yeah. But we really at this point don't even want to, pack things ourselves. It's just so easy to send them to Amazon. We'd rather build,
That's usually the case.
Yeah. Our time is better spent thinking of new ways to, scale it and then all the fulfillment, we don't want to do it at this point.
Yeah. So, if in a few years we could have our own warehouse and we could have some people doing that, then for sure, obviously the margins are better going to our website. But currently it's I'm already packing 50 orders one day. A Monday after the weekend, I'm here packing 100, and it's I can never get through my list because I'm doing all this stuff. If we had a bunch of orders coming through there too, it'd be overwhelming.
And I feel like when you send the business to Amazon, again, you get that rank, and there's that level of trust when people hit Amazon. I feel like when people hit the website, you still have to sell them a little bit. On Amazon, it's oh, there it is. That's how many stars they have. Yeah. Boom, let me buy it.
When you see the Prime underneath there, and it's going to be on your doorstep in 2 days, it's way easier just to click buy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of sellers that will take the buy now, or available on Amazon. They'll make a button out of it and actually put it on all the product pages on their website. So they send all the traffic to their site, but then chances are that person ends up leaving and going to Amazon. So they still kind of get the data and they can still retarget them, but then they don't have to deal with fulfillment, which I don't blame you, because that is my least favorite section. I don't ever want to have to deal with inventory fulfillment. That stuff is confusing and complicated. So more power to you.
I have a huge stack of shipping bags sitting right next to me. I just got done going to the post office.
Nice.
There's papers everywhere.
Beautiful. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I obviously really appreciate having you guys on the show. So this is that stereotypical moment where I let you guys kind of do your pitch and tell everyone where they can learn more about Rinseroo.
Oh yeah, great. No, first of all, Andrew, thanks so much for having us on the podcast. Like I said, I think anything where other entrepreneurs can share ideas, it's a great thing, and I really wish you luck with this, and we'll definitely be following you for sure. So Rinseroo, we have a pet cleaning, a pet bath version on Amazon. We have a slip-on shower
there it is.
on Amazon. There it is. Rinseroo.com, Amazon.com. Obviously, Rinseroo we have a storefront on Amazon, Chewy.com, Walmart.com, Shop HQ.
You can find us on eBay too.
Yeah, just the main online places. And of course, if anyone wants to look on TikTok, you can find a lot of TikTok influencers posting videos and whatnot. And yeah, but a lot of our growth is from word of mouth. Cleaning companies, they'll share. They know people that clean houses, whatever, or pet owners like yourself. We'll have to send you one when we're done. As a thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
We'll solve
it was my pleasure. Of course, Lisa, Jake, thank you so much for being on the show. Everyone who tuned in, obviously really appreciate it. Please make sure you subscribe on whichever podcast station you prefer to listen to or on our YouTube channel. But as usual, good luck out there. Keep on selling, and we will see you all next time.
Sounds great. Will do. Thanks again.
Thank you for tuning in to the E-Comm Show. Head over to ecomshow.com to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform or on the BlueTuskr YouTube channel. The E-Comm Show is brought to you by BlueTuskr, a full-service digital marketing company specifically for e-commerce sellers looking to accelerate their growth. Go to BlueTuskr.com now for more information. Make sure to tune in next week for another amazing episode of the E-Comm Show.